Hello, I've got quite a lot to show you today because I've got a big bag of stuff. My computer gave up last Monday and I had been ignoring the signs that it was unhappy because I felt like it was going to be complicated, which it was. More complicated than any of us dreamed in the pursuit of a repaired PC. But the long story short is I got it back yesterday and I've got a fresh install and a fresh C drive, so I am learning now a new video editing piece of software because I went to upgrade the one that I was already using that I bought 7-8 years ago, and they are a subscription based model now and I don't do that. I refuse to do it, so I found some other software. I'm learning that. I apologise if this video is a little janky as a result. And by that I mean in the editing, not in the stuff that's coming out of my face, because I'm not sure what's coming out of my face and I can't expect you to be either. So, let me catch you up. I had to watch the last Work in Progress Wednesday to remember what I was actually doing 2 weeks ago, and that's probably not a good sign. But I did have this, which had not been wet finished. It has now been wet finished. I've got a lot of stuff in this bag and this is not going to go smoothly. So that is wet finished and there's quite a lot of shrinkage in it. I'm showing you the whole length like it's different. So when I took this off the loom, try and find a way to show you this. When I took this off the loom, it was the width of my hand. So there is a little bit of shrinkage there. The length's a little shorter. Everything's a little bit tightened up, which is fine by me because it's a little harder to see the texture, which means it's a little harder to see the warping mistake I made that I didn't feel like fixing. But that is done, wet finished, good to go. So I also had this one on the loom. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but sort of a bit of a branch just felt like a twig. I'm being dramatic. It was a twig. So this was on the loom with all its little frilly bits, which I pulled out individually while watching QI. So that's got both sides have got the frizzly bits, the ribbony bits. So this has had 2 wet finishes so that the fringe would be reasonably even because of the different shrinkage rates. So I gave it 1 wet finish with the fringe loose, then I did the fringe, which I did try and twist and it didn't really work for me. So instead I've plaited it. I'm showing you again quite badly. So bad at fringes. There we go. Instead I've plaited it and then wet finished it again to set the fringe. I don't know that you have to do that. I just feel better in myself if I have done it. And the warp threads were divisible by 3, which was absolutely on purpose and not a complete fluke. So that is done and ready to go. And then on the little loom a couple of weeks ago, I should have bought a bigger bag. I had this. This is the Hobie XL Universe in one of the Halloween colorways. It's done some great tracking. Let me see if I can find a good example. Here we go. Can you see? Maybe you can. The orange diagonal lines there. Done some great tracking. Nice textures all down that. This also had 2 wet finishes because it's quite soft on the ball, and then once I wet finished it, it was a little bit scratchy. So I soaked it in a load of hair conditioner and now it's lovely and soft. Why does hair conditioner work on acrylic yarn? I don't know. I can't tell you. I can understand why it works on animal fibres, but I can't understand why it works so well on acrylic, but it does. So this is lovely and soft. It's got a beautiful texture all through it. I'm happy with that. Now we get on to the stuff that you haven't seen because I did it while my computer was a little bit sad. I say a little bit sad, I mean completely dead. Here we go. So this is a discontinued yarn from my aunt's stash, as is most of the yarn I'm working with at the moment. It's a lovely fluffy one. I'll show you, see the fluff on there. It's so soft. I've got a ball of it in my pocket. I don't usually have a ball of yarn in my pocket. Generally, I don't have a ball of yarn in my pocket. This is Motor Deer Wild. Oh, I said that in like a really emotional way. This is Motor Deer Wild, which is a nylon yarn that is very fluffy and incredibly soft. And I went to the local yarn store to find a blue that would go with it as the warp, and bought one but it wasn't quite right. So I was putting it all aside while I looked for something else to weave while I thought about it, and found this blue in the stash, which is kind of a dark teal. Perfect. That's a wool and acrylic blend. I can't tell you what brand. I did a burn test. It melts like acrylic, smells like wool. It's a wool acrylic blend. So that is all done and wet finished and ready to go, and so soft. I keep playing with it, which is probably not a great idea. I've got other things to do. Now, what else have I got here in my not big enough bag? Here's one. No, that's something else I'm going to show you in a minute. No, that's the same thing I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay. I'm so organised and so professional. What are you? Are you what I want to talk about? It's like a really crap magic trick. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. So, Here's another one I did. This is just a nice shifting green. It's quite long. I'll get back and show you. So it's a nice shifting green through these lovely shades of green. This is Panda Crypto in, I don't know if you can guess, but it's in the green colourway. And it's on a dark green merino warp. Nice and soft. Panda Crypto is really soft. It's nice to work with. It's an acrylic. And you get these beautiful colour shifts. So this is just a plain weave, just to let the colours do their thing. And I think the colours did the thing really nicely. That's my review, and I hope you agree. Now I think there's something else in here, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like there was one more. Or was it that one? I think it might have been that one. Yes, it was. Okay, so that is all the weavings I have to show you, I think. But I also have something on the little loom, which is out with me. So I'll get the little loom and I'll show you what's on that. I'm just going over here, I'll be back. Little loom. So this has got some weaving on it, which is fresh and exciting. You can ignore this yarn at the top here. I'm just tying on my shuttle. I don't have a pickup stick for the little loom, and it's a bit of overkill to use the 60 centimetre one on the little loom, so I'm just using the spare shuttle as a pickup stick. And I don't know if you can see, and I don't know if you can hear because the wind's doing quite a lot of winding, but, oh, I've pulled that out, that's okay. I've got a pickup stick pattern which goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so it's a little bit varied from my usual pickup stick pattern because I'm bold and innovative. And then I'm also doing 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I don't know how this is going to work out. This yarn I found in the stash. I think I got it from a crochet subscription box at some point. Feels like something that would have happened because I don't think I would have bought this. Not that there's anything wrong with the yarn, it's just not the colour that I would gravitate towards. It is Fiddlesticks Wren in the colour Clay. So that's that. That's that. And that's all I have on the loom at the moment because I am now prepping for market, which is this weekend. So I'm tagging and pricing and tagging and pricing, which I've actually mostly done. I've just got to tag and price the ones I just showed you. So this should be off the loom for next week. I make no promises, but it should be. So I'm going to put this away because I have one more thing to show you and then I'll let you get on with your day. I'm going away again. Bye. Temperature Snake. So here's the November end. There's a small rock there, it just fell over. Don't worry about it. So here's the November end of the snake, is what I was saying when I fell over a small rock. There's something wrong with the stitch count there, but that's okay, because there's something wrong with quite a lot of the stitch counts on this. So next time you see this, it will have its tail, it will have a tongue and eyes even, maybe, perhaps. Haven't got round to it yet, and it is practically December. So that is how the snake is looking, and he's up to date to yesterday. A couple more days left in November, but it's neither here nor there. That's the end that's important. That's the relevant end of the snake currently. So that is all I have for you this week. I don't know how much of it made sense, and I don't know how much of it was worth putting on the internet, but I'm going to do it anyway. You take care of yourself. I will see you next week. And now I'm off to learn some more editing software tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.